So for quite some time, I've been trying to understand this phrase, and I know most of us have heard of it, that you are the average of the 5 people you hang out with. I don't know how true this is, but I've made some little understanding of it, and I'm yet to share what I think this actually means. So welcome back to Bezos Chibozi, and in this episode I'm going to be talking about the impact that your environment has around you, and then what the people you have around you or the people you surround yourself with, how much they impact your life. I'll begin with the same narrative that you are the average of the 5 people you hang around. And I want to base this on my own experience. Now, there was a time in life when I felt very stagnant. I felt I was not moving forward. And this gave me time to try and ponder on this statement, like I had earlier said. I tried to look through my friends and see why was I feeling stagnant. Because I'm someone that always wants to grow. I'm someone that always wants to learn. I'm someone that always wants to move to the next step. I'm intentional about moving to the next step. So I asked myself, why am I feeling stagnant in this particular part of my life? So what did I do? I started to break down all the friendships I had and see if I'm actually the average of the 5 people or the very many people around me. Now, the bitter truth was that most of these friends I had were not, they were comfortable with where they were, because this was during a time I could call it a comfortable time in our life, where everything was coming in, the pocket money was coming in, the fees, accommodation fees were coming in. So there was that sense of being comfortable. We were going through the same routine, going through everything the same way. So everything felt so comfortable. Now, if you're someone that knows where you're going, you will always pause and reflect about your life and see, am I moving forward? And I request that everyone that is listening to this have that time that they set aside to reflect and see, are the things that I set out to do starting to happen, or are they happening? Because that's how we gauge growth. So, going back to the story I was saying, now these friends of mine, I realized were not the best environment for me to grow. Now, they could have been and they could have not been. And I'll share both the sides of the story. Now, I moved out of that gap, that space in which I would flourish with them, in which I would be with them every day. And I started to make steps in my growth, spiritually, physically, and also maybe a little bit of mentally. I started to think better because I was out of that space. Now, it worked for me, but for some people, you need to be around people that are not growing for you to grow. Sometimes, because you are comparing yourself to those that are not growing. So what do I mean? The stagnant people, once you are focused, you move faster. But this is a very hard thing, because The friends we have and the people around us and the environment we put ourselves in influences a lot onto the things that we are going to have in our lives or the growth that we are going to have. Take, for example, if, let me say it was hostel, and you had a roommate that was not reading their books, that was not serious with their academic life, that did not have an alarm clock, that had a lousy life, let me say. As time moves on, you get to realize that you're going to acclimatize to his behavior. You're going to become the same. And at the end of the day, you're going to backslide. If you are a person that is growing, you're going to backslide. Why? Because your environment is dictating the way you should be. Your environment is dictating everything around you. So what I can say is that those things, the people around you, the environment around you, influences your emotions, it influences your impulses, it influences everything. Now, if you want to become financially stable, you want to become physically stable, you want to become what? Surround yourself with things that will help you reach there. If you want to be financially stable, surround yourself with people who are financially stable, because you're going to pick up a little bit of the skills and things that they have done to ensure that they are financially stable. Now, same with physically. If you are to build your muscle or to build anything on your body, you need to surround yourself with people who are doing so, because you get the motivation, you get the better of everything, so that you grow in that sector, that physicality that you want. You can't grow a muscle alone. That's one thing one of my friends told me. You can't grow a muscle alone, because you're not going to have the consistency. That's why they say, if you're going to start gym and you're these fat guys, or you're these guys that are not fit, guys that are not used to gymming, it's better you get a gym buddy. That is you enhancing your environment so that it can accelerate the growth that you deserve. Now, if you are stuck in an environment, let me say you're with your friends that are not pushing you forward, that are not helping you move faster, it's high time that you left the friendship aside. In later episodes, I'll one day talk about friendships and why friendships come about, the different expectations we have, and everything around friendship. Now, if your friends are not helping you grow, and you're someone that wants to grow, and you're someone that is caring now about your environment, leave the friendship aside, move to a space that will enhance the growth that you deserve. Move to a space that is going to help you move faster. We spend a lot of time with people. We spend a lot of time with friends. We spend a lot of time with relatives. We spend a lot of time with what? And we get to learn things from them. The mannerisms, everything. So me, what I can say is, whether good or bad, your friend group, try to pick the good, don't pick the bad. Try to pick the best thing about someone. Don't pick the bad. Because I realized that some of my old friends I had, let me say in high school, when I reached campus, I found them doing things I would never expect them to do. Why? Because of their friend groups. They turned out to become the average of the people that they were chilling with. So, That's why I'm telling you that your environment will impact so much on how far you can go. Now, I'll go back to the whole topic. Why your environment matters. Now, rich and poor. If you grow up in a rich environment, chances are that you're going to stay rich. Why? You know the games of the rich people. That's the same thing. If you're poor, chances are high you're going to be poor forever, because the games you know just impoverish you. They just make you more poor. Now, the trick is that if you are born in a poor family, try to look out for an environment different from yours, an environment that accelerates your understanding of the rich world, because the matters of the rich are not the same as the matters of the poor. If you get to realize the things that the rich prioritize are not the same things that the poor prioritize. So, you cannot stay in the environment of the poor expecting to become rich. So you have to move out of this poor environment to move to the rich environment, so that it accelerates your richness or financial growth or something, so that you become rich. Same with mentally sane and mentally insane people. The environment you're in, you tend to become either mentally stable or mentally perturbed based on the environment you're in. If people you're surrounded with are always stressing you, are always bad energy, you're going to end up having mental issues, you're going to end up having things disturb you. So that's why I will tell you, move to the right environment to accelerate who you are supposed to be. Do not cling on the friendships, the things that do not serve you, because at the end of the day, you're accountable to your life and you live life as you. I'll tell you this, that on my graduation day, I understood one lesson. I learned one thing, that at the end of the day, even when we graduated together, when we left, everyone was in their gown and everyone left to go back to their own family. Everyone had their own transcript and everyone had their own new journey. That means that in life you're going in as one, as you. So be selfish about yourself. Surround yourself with people that are going to grow you, regardless of the fact that you're going to use them. Be around them so that you can accelerate yourself. I don't know how many times I've said the word accelerate, but it's the main thing that you need to do in your life to move to the next step. You can't keep decelerating all the time. You can't, because the world is moving fast and you need to be there. You need to be up to the speed. So, surround yourself with the right people. Keep moving. Be with the right group, because birds of the same feather flock together. I'll leave you with that, and I'm going to share with you just a small voice clip of someone talking about your environment and how it influences who you become.
Do you know the people you surround yourself with have a phenomenal impact on your life? The people we're surrounded by have a greater bearing on our life and our success in life than what's built into the genes at birth. There's genetic conditioning, there's environmental conditioning. Well, this environmental conditioning goes on all the way through life. You will find as you improve the quality of your life, improve your thinking, you're going to attract a different group of people into your life. See, the people we're surrounded by, their thinking is going right into our mind. We want to mix with people who are really making it happen. You want to be with people who are not complaining, who are always thinking creatively, who have big goals, who will help you, pick you up. The people you're surrounded with have a phenomenal bearing on where you're going.
So friends, thank you for listening. And if you loved this episode, I would like you to listen to more, share with your friends, and ensure that you're growing together with your friends. Please be the surrounding that will help people grow. Please be the surrounding that will help people move to the next step. Until next Monday, this is Bezos Chibozi signing out. Thank you.